Hi there, I'm Adam Steele for the Hot Pulse Studios, and I like to collect guitar speakers. In today's video, I wanted to touch upon a problem that I've come across when buying vintage speakers that you should be aware of when you're buying them, as it can make or break a sale, and that is coil rub. I very recently got hold of a pair of vintage PA speaker cabinets from Carlsborough, a popular manufacturer here in the UK in the 70s and 80s. I wasn't that bothered about the actual cabinets themselves as they really had seen better days, but what I was really after was the speakers inside them. It turns out a lot of PA systems back in the 70s had Celestion speakers in. They've always been popular in that role. But back then, there was no real distinction between guitar speakers and other types like PA system speakers. In fact, the G12 series of speakers, where I always thought the G stood for guitar, in fact that stands for general. They were the general speakers. So, the reason that I got these cabinets was these. The G12H greenbacks. The version with the heavy magnet. I mean, yes, these have the black backs, but that's a different discussion. As far as I'm aware, these were the same kind of speakers that Jimi Hendrix was using in his guitar cabinets. These, of course, were made later. By checking the stamps on the sides, I can date these back to April and May of 1977, which in my opinion makes them pretty vintage. And they've certainly done their fair share of work, which means I have no worries about them being broken in. When I went and got these, however, I did make one huge mistake. I was chatting to the current owner of the cabinets, and I got him to take the back off one of the cabs, and I checked for coil rub. And the two speakers that I checked seemed absolutely fine. I was in a rush, so I didn't have an amp and a guitar with me to check them, so I had to assume they were in good condition. Problem is, I didn't check the other two. So what is coil rub? The part of the speaker that makes the noise is a wind of copper around a magnet, and that wind of copper is strapped to the paper cone. The coil and the paper move and make the noise. It's a simple enough idea, but if the speaker gets warped, either by being damaged by being bashed, or by kind of melting due to excess heat, which is what happens if you put too much power through a speaker for a long period of time, then the coil, which was perfectly suspended next to the magnet, starts to touch the magnet and rub against it as it moves. What happens when two things rub? It sounds like sandpaper. Here's how that sounds. This is the non-coil rub one. Okay, and this is the coil rub one. Okay, so here's how a guitar part sounds through one of the speakers that doesn't have coil rub compared to one that does, and you'll see how it's a problem. Now, apparently, there are ways of fixing this, and we might explore that in another video if we get some time, but any fixes that we do are a bit of a hack and not nearly as good as actually finding good condition speakers to begin with. To be fair in this instance, I got a real bargain on these speakers though, so I still consider it to be a win in this case. In the meantime, that's all for now. Coming up soon, we'll be taking the working G12H speakers and putting them into a more guitar-oriented cabinet, namely the Zilla Fatboy 2x12, so keep an eye out for that. We'll also be comparing the Greenback M and the Greenback H in another video, and looking into how to make those into an impulse response, which is a whole different kettle of fish. Until then, Thanks for watching. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, please do, because it really helps us to grow and make more videos like this. I'm Adam Steele for Hot Pole Studios, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, feel free to check out our other videos, as you can find here, or check out our Facebook and Twitter, or our Patreon page, which helps us to make more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.